Hello and welcome to this taste challenge, this late afternoon taste challenge. And this is going to count for Friday. Now, I was going to wait till tomorrow to preempt it, but I'm going to be a busy bee tomorrow. Oh, I could have done it, but I have a little time right now. So let's check it off. So we did Thursday preemptively. Now we're doing Friday preemptively. Now Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, next week, that should work fine. Should work fine. You never quite know. All right. We have 75 South American blended whiskey, and it is bottled in Kentucky. This is the older label. It wasn't too long after I bought this, they changed the label. It's more updated label. I mean, obviously updated. I don't know how to say it. It just looks a little better. This one looks fine, but it says this blended whiskey was created from the finest ingredients. They all say that. You ever notice that every liquor bottle? Our traditional process of compounding superior flavors is the pride of the South and promises to deliver a robust, rare, and exceptional experience. Well, I don't know about rare. Let me clean this bottle off. It's a little smudged. I don't know about rare, and I don't know about exceptional. It's like $6.49. I think the last time I checked. And you can get it cheaper per ounce if you buy the big handle. And then you have 1,750 milliliters to deal with. But I bought it at Albertsons grocery store, who's about to be bought out by Kroger. And it must sell because I'm always seeing it, and it'll get low and then it'll get full again. And every time I go, Now here's a new kid on the block, NKOTB. This is Seagram's 83. Now some of y'all watching are going to say that's not new. They've been selling that in Canada for so long, and it's not even funny. What's wrong with you? Are you daft? Yeah, let's drink. Cheers. Well, we're going to taste, not really drink. So this is the new Seagram's 83, and I notice a lot of newspaper advertisement. I'll still get the newspaper, and stores are selling it and pushing it. Probably what happened was the distributor told the store, you have to sell it, or we're going to pull all our Seagram's products out your store. So they said, okay. Now this one's under the Sazerac umbrella. If you get Seagram's gin, it's under Pernod Ricard of France, their umbrella. If you get Seagram's ginger ale, it's under Coca-Cola's umbrella. But Sazerac bought a bunch of Seagram's brands in 2018, okay? Look, that thing's been in Canada for a long time, like maybe to 1883, because that's when Seagram's Rye Distillery was built in Canada, the Seagram's Rye Distillery, okay? And it's in a fancy molded bottle, glass bottle, but I never saw it in the United States. Never. And I never expected to see it, but I know it was sold here before this, because if you look at old newspaper, magazine advertisements, if you look at old magazine advertisements from the 1940s and 50s and 60s, I don't know about the 60s, it shows the Seagram's family of whiskeys. Of course, they always had Seagram's 7. There was one time a product called Seagram's 5 that disappeared, and then they would show the Seagram's 83. So I said, oh, but I guess it disappeared or something. And then Sazerac decided, let's bring it back. But it's going to be an American made. It's going to have really nothing to do with the Canadian produced version, and except for the name, which is making me think even more that it's not sold in the United States, the Canadian one, because then there would be a copyright a trademark conflict. You'd have two whiskeys with the same name. Wouldn't make any sense. Wouldn't be allowed. Just like that's why Tomatin Legacy in the USA is called Tomatin Dualcus, which means legacy in the Scottish language. So it's the same product. But anyway, so this hit the market about 3 months ago. I see it everywhere except for Walmart. Now I guess they weren't going to muscle Walmart. You know, they're not going to go to Walmart and tell them what they're going to carry. You know, they don't muscle Walmart. Walmart muscles the distributors, but they got the power to do it, you know. But anyway, is it going to be successful? I don't know. I know Seagram 7 Crown is like super successful. It's the #1 selling American blended whiskey. Obviously, every liquor store in America sells it. Seagram's VO from Canada. Well, you know, everybody sells that. I even have seen people go into stores asking for that. I want Seagram's VO. They're asking for it. And the VO Gold is the more highfalutin one, which I just saw last week. And I saw some good price for that VO Gold. The 8-year age. Yeah. Okay. So I can't read this Cyrillic alphabet, so I don't know what you're saying, you know. Hopefully it's nice things. Interesting, in Colorado, all of our Albertsons were bought out by Safeway. Wasn't sure if this was national, but must have been just regional. Well, yeah. Well, the thing about it is Safeway is owned by Albertsons. Safeway is under the Albertsons umbrella. So what they probably just decided to rebrand all the Albertsons as a Safeway for whatever reason. Jewel Osco around the Chicago area is owned by Albertsons. In Louisiana, we have Albertsons owned by Albertsons. There's in Texas, Amigos. If you go to the Carolinas, they got United States Grocery. It's a big thing, and it's all Albertsons. And they all sell the same stuff, obviously. Same store, private labels, same type of liquor lineup, if they're allowed to sell liquor. Now, see, in Louisiana, Albertsons sell liquor because grocery stores sell liquor. Other states. Now, I can't speak for every parish. We don't have counties in Louisiana. We have parishes, and some parishes are strict. You know, they may not allow liquor sales outside of a liquor store, but not around here. That's not the rule around here. You know. Okay, so they're both going to be light amber. No, the Seagam's going to be darker. I can't look. It's got that caramel color added. I can't look. They're both aged at least 4 years. The straight whiskey in here is aged at least 4 years. Why do I know that? It's got no age statement. Now, the Seagram says blended and bottled in America. I notice it doesn't say distilled in America, but it says American whiskey. So that means it's got to be made here. And you say, well, Canada's in North America. I don't think they can get away with that. All right. Anyway, there's the Seagram's famous crest that you see everywhere. Blended and bottled by the 83 Distilling Company. You say, I never heard of the 83 Distilling Company. You don't have to, because look right below this. We love to hear from our customers. Sazerac.com. Oh. He is praising the show and sounds happy. Okay. Rejoice, we speak 4 languages. Let's drink. Oh, okay. I speak 1 language. The language of tasting. Okay. So right, remember now they're both aged at least 4 years. I'm talking about the straight whiskey, not the unaged part. You know, the grain spirits, unaged, could be up to like 80%, It could be up to 80% unaged grain spirits, just corn distilled, water added to it to bring it down to 80 proof and blend it in. Could never do that in Canada because it has to be, all the whiskeys in there have to be aged at least 3 years. All the whiskeys. But in the United States, it only has to be 20% straight whiskey. 20% straight. You say, is it bourbon? Well, yeah, I mean, it's almost invariably doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be straight bourbon, but what is it going to be? Straight corn whiskey? Talking about that, I saw mellow corn at that same store for $13.99. That's not bad these days. Used to be $10.99 though. All right. The main smell I'm getting, the main aroma is wood. Oak. I don't know about the charred oak, but just oak, like wood. Like you say, oh, I smell a wooden barrel. That's what these smell like. Yeah, and like sweet corn. If you gave this to somebody cold and you didn't tell them what it is, by just smelling it and looking at it, they probably would guess bourbon. They say, well, I love bourbon, or you might get, I don't really like bourbon too much, or I can't stand it. I don't know too many people say they can't stand it. But you might have somebody say, I'm not really into bourbon. I knew a guy, bless his soul, he passed away. His name was Dave. He was a commander at the American Legion in past Grand Night of the Knights of Columbus, and he would always tell me, get me a Canadian. He would like mixed drinks, but he didn't want bourbon. He said, I prefer those Canadian blends. I'll say, okay, well, that's what he preferred. Okay, good point. Tom says, it was interesting that most of the Albertsons closed and they kept the Safeway name, and a lot of Albertsons didn't even stay open. Yeah, I don't know. They probably had excess stores, like they didn't need them all. Like a glut. Much appreciation, much love, Jay. Tastes great. Oh, thank you. Good evening, Ron, says BC's Beer Reviews. Oh, BC's Beer Reviews. I'm going to tell y'all something about BC. Regardless of it, if it's a bottle or a can, he's going to review that beer. And he did Pacifico Clara. He thought it had a weird metallic taste. He didn't like it too much. Well, I wouldn't be adoring it either with that. But I can't remember the score he gave. I was distracted, BC, with different things. What score did you give that Pacifico Clara? I never tasted metal. When I did the cans and bottles, I never tasted metal. If I had, the score would have been low. Yes, but is the money worth it? Is the money worth it? Yes, but is the money worth it? We mix enjoy Stoli Vodka, Wild Turkey 101, and Crown Royal. Oh, Tom Brady did the Saints dirty. Well, they did themselves dirty with their own foolishness. All right, taste time. Enough of this. Oh, the price, it's around $6.50 for the 75 South, which I think has something to do with Interstate 75 through Kentucky southbound. And the Seagram's 83 was about, I remember exactly what it was. It was $19.99 for the handle, which is actually cheaper pronounced than what most stores are selling this. $19.99 for this handle. Yeah, that's what Seagram's VO, Seagram 7, they run about $20 a handle. You might find it for $18.99 if you're lucky. When they have a sale. This tastes so stereotypical. It's like polenta. You say, well, that's corn grits. Yeah, I know, that's what it tastes like. A little bit of wood. A little. I think I gave it a 8.5. That's a high score, a B for a product that had a metallic flavor. I'm not defending it. I never noticed that before. Yeah, this tastes like American blended whiskey, meaning The grain spirits, just like this corn. Corn. Now, if you want deep, rich, charred oak and vanilla, and what you think you're going to get for $6.50? But it's all right. Now, some people like that. They don't like the heavy charred oak and all that vanilla in it. They don't like it. So they buy the 75 South. You can get a handle for like, tell me, one of these big plastic bottles. You can get it for like $15.99 or $12.99. I mean, it's a joke. It's so cheap. I still know where to find some of these for $11.99. You say you're mad. You're going mad. I haven't gone mad. I know where to find. I know where to find Canadian blended whiskey for $10.96. And that's better because it's all aged at least 3 years. Now they might add flavor into it. It has to be natural flavors. But I mean, 2022, we're in the year 2022, and you can get a whole handle of Canadian blended whiskey for $10.96. It's a pretty good product. Just look up your reviews of it. Caliber. People not hating on it. They're not hating on it. They are not. They're saying this thing is something I might buy. I will buy again. But we're not back to Canadian whiskey yet. We have a ways to go before we get there. I'm going to tell you, this tastes like caramel. They added caramel color. They added natural flavoring. I think they might be adding vanilla extract. But it can do that, yeah. It just can't exceed a certain percentage. It's a small percentage, it cannot. It's like 2.5% of the volume. It's not like they could be dumping a lot of flavor in. But just by adding a little bit of flavor and they're tweaking it, it's like going from to this is not bad. They know how to Sazerac Buffalo Trace. You know what I'm talking about? Buffalo Trace. They know how to kind of like play around with these things and take something that could be a nightmare and make it into just a daydream. A daydream. All right. Anyway, a daymare. I think it's the Seagrams. Now, is it any smoother than the other one or more aged? Nah, because they're both probably like 4 years old. They're not putting no 12 or 15-year aged bourbons in these cheap things. The only real difference, they might be using the same whiskey from whoever their supplier is. And I got some good guesses on that, but I wouldn't say it. But probably themselves and others. But yeah, I just think that's the big difference. If you like caramel, then get the Seagram's 83. Of course, you're going to pay $10 more. Is it worth $10 more? No way. There's no way. You say, well, I like Seagram's. That's a good name. Yeah, it's a good name, and that's what you're paying for, the name. I wouldn't do it. Personally, I wouldn't pay the extra $10 to get Seagram's 83. No, sorry. No thanks. I'll just pay $6.49 and get 75 South. It might have caramel coloring added because it's kind of dark. Not really though. This has caramel color. Look at this dark thing. Look how dark brown. I mean, that's silly. But at least they're telling you they're adding it. You know what I mean? They're not trying to hide it. They're saying, yeah, we add caramel coloring. Oh well. So there's a lot of Scotch whiskeys, and people pay $80 for some of those. They can add flavor into. I'm not specifically against adding the color in, but it's not what the whiskey really looks like. You know what I mean? If you looked at it without the coloring, it would be so pale, it would almost be clear, like that Ardbeg tint. Ardbeg tint is so pale, it's almost to the clear level. But see, it makes sense. They're not adding coloring. All right. Oh, but these smell nice. They taste fine. Oh, let's see if I got it right. I did. I did get it right, thankfully. Got a little scare. Had a little scare there, but I figured I'd get it. So I say, hope Sazerac don't come at me. You said, ain't never going to send you anything free again. Well, wouldn't be any different than before because they ain't never sent me anything before. And I didn't, and I don't ask for people to send me stuff. I'm not going to go around hustling, asking for people to send me samples. I can buy my own stuff. Thank you. Now, I had a whiskey company in Louisiana approach me in September and say they wanted to send me something. Well, that's different. They came to me. I didn't go to them. I didn't know who they were. But 75 South is the winner, and it's still being produced. It's got a new label, though, so be careful when you shop because it's a different label. But you can definitely find this at Albertsons liquor stores or in the store itself. Safeway, Super Value, Jewel Osco, Amigos, and all the others. Okay, it's not bad. I wouldn't give it as a wedding gift, but it's okay. All right, let's go to the comments. Then we out of here. So 8.5 is a fair score. JJ Honecker says, cool dude. Keep it copacetic and a martini glass. FD says 675. Is that from Savannah Discount? No, 649. Normally they mark things down about 20%. 675 is that? No, it was 649. But I paid $5.99 for the prices went up. I paid $5.99. I'd only drink 75 South if my wife left me for a younger man. That would be a good. All right. Kentucky bourbons, Canadian whiskeys are both great. High quality, great taste. They'll kick your tail. Yep, they will if you're not careful. I like my natural charred oak barrel flavors. Same here. What if they added real vanilla to the charred oak barrels? They're allowed to do that. Now, they might add it after they age it. They probably add in the flavor when they're blending it, in the blend stage, but I can't say that for sure, Smooth, great taste. I think places like McDonald's or Popeyes would do some business if they sold beer, wine, and liquor. Yeah, they'd have a lot of fights. They already have fights. They need to. Are you still doing Joker while? Yeah, I'm about to go on in 45 minutes, 35 minutes. I'm about to get off of this. We're going to do Joker's Wild Wednesday. That might change the flavor in a way that we might not expect. I have no clue what would do. I don't either, really. It's all guesswork. They could license their own beers like Mick Lager or Mick Ale. I think that's a great idea, and you should contact the company. I'm not kidding right now. I'm serious. Like, it's a great idea. All right, Orangey, wait. I am a rookie at drinking bourbon, says Tom. When I drink whiskey, I get the burning in my throat and lungs. Does this mean that what I'm drinking is cheap? Is the burning a factor of cheap or expensive whiskey? Oh, I just think it's that you may not be used to it. Once you get used to it, it's not gonna really burn. Like I'm used to these, so I'm taking a sip. There's a burn, but I mean I'm so used to it. It's like hot sauce. You get used to it. Much love. Meow. Yep, Orangey's ringing that bell, but she doesn't ring it. She just like hits the bell. Bam, and then it hits up against the house and it doesn't really ring. She can't grab it with her thumb and forefinger because cats don't have fingers and she can't ring it like ding ling ling ling, but it will ring if she hits it right. But anyway, all right, so do I adore this corn grits flavor? I don't hate it. Just think of like tortilla chips. I mean, people eat those all day long. without the salt and the flavoring. You know, so think of tortilla chips and but with 40% alcohol. And yeah, you got it. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Fine, it's fine. It's fine. It's not awesome, but it's not horrible either. It's just kind of like normal. All right, thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back Saturday morning. So we already did Thursday. We've done Friday now. Today is going to count for Friday. So Thursday morning, we'll be back with. I had two samples. Saturday morning, we'll be back with another blended taste challenge. It would be 2 more Sazerac products. Sure will be. I wish Miller would bring back Magnum. Me too, Hector. Tortilla juice with a kick. You're right. Best of luck. Take care, Ron. Says FD. Thanks to you. Cheers back to you. Y'all take care, and I'll see y'all in just a little bit over 30 minutes.